In this video, we are going to see the interview experience of Accenture. The interview is 30 minutes interview, and I have collected various experience from the three members from my friends, and I have created this video. Let's see some of the TR and HR questions asked in Accenture, and I also created this video with the help of some of the questions from the internet, creating the all experience from my friends and from the internet. I have created this video. You can use the questions that were asked in TR and how we can answer for the questions, and I will be giving some tips to clear this round. Let's go into our video. First, they will be asking the basic question whenever you attend any interviews, like tell me about yourself. In tell me about yourself, don't mention your personal information more. Mention your skills, projects, achievements. If you have any YouTube channel or Instagram channel or Telegram or LinkedIn, you can mention that. For an example, if you are posting programming questions in YouTube channel, you can mention like I have a YouTube channel where I post videos related to Python, C, Java, and I also post the videos in Instagram too. Like that, you can mention so that the interviewer will be more impressed, and he will be started asking the questions from YouTube about the videos. Then you can mention your paper ideas that you have published. These are the things which you can mention in your tell me about yourself thing. Then they will be asking some of the technical questions. Mostly in many interviews they will be asking the oops concept, so be prepared with your oops concepts. If you know Java or Python or C++, these oops concepts will be playing a major role, so please learn about these oops concepts. They will be asking what is mean by oops. So the answer for this thing is, as the name suggests, object-oriented programming or OOPS refers to the languages that uses object in programming. Object-oriented programming aims to implement real-world entities like inheritance, hiding, polymorphism, etc. in programming. Like this, you can answer for this question. So be prepared with OOPS. Then they will be asking what are all the various concepts in OOPS. So you can mention class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and data binding. You should know the usage of these OOPS concepts and definitions. Then they will be asking if you know Python, C, or Java, or any other languages you know. They will be asking how the code works and how the code compiles. They will be asking this basic question. So be prepared with your how this compiler works, or how the C code compiles. So be prepared with this question so that it will be more useful while attending the interview. Explain about your project. They will be mostly asking this question in the interview, like if you have mentioned any project in your resume, they will be asking tell me about this X project, tell me about this Y project. Like that, they will be asking the question. So be prepared with your project details so that it will be more useful. Let me give some tips how you can crack this question. The first tip is explain what are all the problems you faced while doing the project. Second tip is explain your budget. Third tip is explain working briefly. Fourth tip is explain in future what you will be update in your project. These things you can mention while asking the question, like explain about your project, so that it will be more attractive to the interviewer. Then questions from the skills that you have mentioned in your resume. Mostly they will be asking the technical questions that you have mentioned in your skills. So be prepared with your skills that you have mentioned in your resume. I will be giving some tips while creating a resume. or while preparing for any interview, the first tip is include skills what you have. This is the important tip because some students may include the other languages which they don't know about it, but interviewers start asking about this skill, uh, he don't know the answer, so he will lose the marks. So my tip is to include only the skills what you know. If you know only C, you can mention only the C. Don't mention Python, Java, other languages which you don't know. The second tip is remove unwanted data from resume like your address, father's details. Don't mention any of the personal details in your resume. The third tip is include certifications what you know well. Don't include certifications if you don't know about anything, because if you are mentioned like I have done a certification in ML, then they will be asking questions from machine learning. So if you know very well about the skill that you have done a certification, you can mention that. Otherwise don't mention any certifications which you don't know. The fourth skill is include projects plus know your projects very well. The next tip is include if you have any YouTube or website or Instagram where you make educational contents. You can mention YouTube, website, or Instagram, social media platforms, or Telegram, whatever you have, you can mention it, but it should be related to educational content. Include your GitHub and LinkedIn if you have. If you don't know about GitHub, GitHub is a platform where you can upload your projects and you can share your links with anybody you want. You can keep public or private. So my tip is to be unique when compared to others. The other question will be like difference between array and list. Mostly this question will be asked in many interviews. If you know C, Python, or Java. First, let's see the differences. The left side is a list and the right side is array. The first point is list consist of elements belonging to different data types. Array can only consist of elements belong to same data type. No need to explicitly import a module for declaration. Need to explicitly import a module for declaration. Can be nested to contain different types of elements. Must contain either all nested elements of the same size. The basic point or the important point in this difference is list contains elements of the different data types, whereas an array contains only the elements of the same data type. You can mention like this, the usage of list can be used when storing the details of a student like student id, student name. These things can be stored in an array so that it will be more useful, but in in list. But in array we cannot able to store the details of student because it contains a different data types. Like this you can tell the answer so that the interviewer may get attracted to your answer. Then difference between procedural and object oriented programming language. This is one of the most important question will be asked in many interviews, and this question also asked in the Accenture interview for my friend. In procedural programming, program is divided into smaller parts called functions. In object oriented programming, program is divided into smaller parts called objects. In procedural programming follows the top-down approach. Object-oriented programming follows bottom-up approach. In procedural programming, there is no access modifiers. Object-oriented programming have access specifiers like private, public, protected, etc. Adding new data and function is not easy. Adding new data and function is easy. These are the differences. The important points are first point, second point, and third point. You can mention these 3 points. It's enough to answer for this question. And you can mention the usage of procedural and object oriented language. Let me tell an example of object oriented language. If you want to create a calculator Or if you want to create any bank transaction website, we can use object oriented programming language because it contains access modifiers like private, public, and protected. By using these access modifiers, we can able to protect our data. Like this, you can mention the usage of object oriented programming. And for procedural oriented programming, for building any websites, we can make a prototype. The prototype can be done by this procedural oriented programming. Like that, you can mention the application so that it will be more useful to clear this, to crack this question. The other question is, if you have mentioned MySQL in your resume, then know these things well. If you mentioned I know Postgres, I know MySQL, I know Oracle in your resume, so be prepared with these skills. Let me give some tips to prepare. If you mention MySQL, mostly they will be asking these questions only in the interview, they will be asking DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, DQL concept. DDL means data definition language, DML means data manipulation language, DCL means data control language, TCL means transaction control language, DQL means data query language. And the second question will be asked, concept of joins. This is the important question, mostly asked in MySQL. So be prepared with the joins. Then the third will be like aggregate functions. No aggregate function. There are five aggregate functions like maximum, minimum, count, average. Like that, there are five different aggregate functions. Know about these aggregate functions very well. Then they will be asking data. What are all the data types in the MySQL? What are the different classes present in the MySQL? Usage of each and every commands. You should know each and every commands in depth manner, and you should know why we should use this command, particularly this aggregate function. You should know these things well so that you can crack this question also. And you should know about usage of recent technologies. um, you, you should have in-depth knowledge. Like that, I don't tell. You can have a basic knowledge, but i suggest I suggest be prepared like this. The trending technologies are like machine learning, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, IoT, augmented reality, and virtual reality. These are some of the trending technologies. My tip is how you can prepare is like you can know the definition and usage of machine learning and other technologies too. You can prepare for this recent technologies by searching introduction about machine learning, introduction about artificial intelligence. By searching like that, you can able to get a video. You can see a video and you can take some notes and you can prepare for this question. And the other thing is like know the programming languages and its usages very well, because in many technical interview they will be asking like this question: how you can build a website for the um, transaction app, or what are all the technologies you can use for developing the website or for developing the mobile apps. Like that, they will be asking the question. So be prepared with these two. HTML, CSS, JavaScript can be used for web development, whereas Python is used for all the fields like web, machine learning, artificial intelligence, app development, desktop development, etc. Whereas C Hash web used for web development, games, etc. Unity is used for games. So know about these things, languages and its applications. If you mentioned Python or C or C++ or Java mentioned in your resume, know these things about these languages, like know about data types, loops, pointers. Pointers will be present only in C, and it is not presented in Java programming. Sorting algorithms, usage of each and every programming languages, OOPS concept, differences between the data types, are differences between the searching algorithms, sorting algorithms. Know these things about the programming languages. This will be a rare question, but you can prepare for this question too. They will be asking from your streams or favorite subject that you have mentioned in your resume. Like for an example, I have mentioned digital signal processing because I'm an ECE student. If you mention like this, they'll be started asking question from this like DSP. But it's a rare question if you going for any IT interview. But safer side, you can prepare for this question too. Or else, the best thing is don't mention your favorite subject in your resume. Or else, if you they are asking a question related to your subject, if you know you can answer, otherwise you can tell like I'm more interested in IT field, so I don't know about this particular thing. Or you can mention like I don't know about this question, but soon I will learn about this thing. This is a the perfect answer would be for this question. They will be asking a DCA, that means data structures and algorithms. You can prepare for this thing too. If you don't have much knowledge in this DSA, you can know about basic things like know two sorting algorithms like sorting algorithms like bubble search, insertion search, merge sort. Bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort. And you can know searching algorithm like linear search, binary search, and you can know what are trees and for what it is used, define graphs and what it is used, where it is used, define stack and how it is used, queue, linked list. You can know basic concept about these things so that it will be more useful. I will be giving a website where you can learn DCA. The best website is Programize because I have learned something from this website. It's very nice to learn because they have given code plus definition as well as some of the diagrammatic explanation. You can learn very easily from here. Just go to Google and type like this data structure basics. You can able to find a Programize website where you can learn from here. Or else I will be posting a link in description. You can use the link. If I forgot to paste a link in description, you can ping me in Telegram. I will be posting a Telegram link in below. This is one of the most important thing. If you are from non-IT or non-CSC background, you can make a simple project using Python and you can mention in your resume. In our YouTube channel, there is a playlist called Python Kinder where I have posted some videos regarding the project. Using the video, you can make your project. I'm telling the thing like you can to do the project is like they will be more attracted if you are from non-EC, non-IT or non-CSE background because you don't know any knowledge about program, but you have developed the website or you have developed a simple project. They will get they will be get impressed because you are from non-IT or non-CSE background, so there will be more chances of getting selected. So make a simple project using Python, or you can use C, like files and management. Simple project you can make it, and you can mention in your resume. The other technical round TR question is different types of polymorphism. They will be asking what are the different types of polymorphism. You can mention runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. You can learn about this runtime and compile time polymorphism in website. what is what is meant by infinite loop? The answer for this question is a loop running continuously for an indefinite number of times is called as the infinite loop. Defined recursion, when a function call itself again and again until the condition is met is known as recursion. And no simple program using recursion like write they will be asking write a program for a factorial number using recursion. They will be asking usage of pointer, accessing array element, dynamic memory allocation, call by reference, data structures like a tree, graph, linked list, etc. These are the usages of pointer. And they will be asking what is meant by pointer to. The explanation is for pointer is a variable that have the address of the another variable. This is a simple explanation. Local versus global variable. Declaration: a variable which is declared inside the function or a block is called local variable. A variable which is declared outside the function or block is called a global variable. The scope of variable is available within a function in which they are declared. The scope of variable is available throughout the program. This is the basic difference between the local and the global variable. Then this is an important question. Mostly they will be asked in interview. Constructor and destructor. Constructor is a special method that initializes an object. Its names must be same as the class name. A destructor is used to delete any extra resources allocated by object. A destructor function is called automatically once the object goes out of the scope. This is the basic definition for constructor and destructor. What is meant by overflow error? It is a type of arithmetical error. It happens when the result of an arithmetical operation being greater than the actual space provided by the system. This is the answer for this question. This is the important thing. They will be asked from the OOPS concept, like define object. The object is the instant of the class. A class provides a blueprint for object. You can mention these 2 points. These 2 points is enough. Or else you can mention the other point, like the object of a class are declared with the same sort of declaration that we declare variables of basic types. And you can mention like if you want to access the attributes of class, we can use the object to access the attributes of class. You can also mention this point too. Then the HR questions will be like why Accenture or IT. Uh, Let me tell an answer for this question. If you are from non CSE or IT background, let's take an example of mechanical engineer student. If he or she is from mechanical, he or she can answer like, since I am from mechanical stream, I have more knowledge in core side, like building systems or building a uh, particular object, or designing a object, designing a body for a particular project. But I don't have much knowledge or in-depth knowledge in programming. Since the world is moving to digital side, so even the core student, like non CSE or non IT students, should have the knowledge in coding, which will be more useful in future. So I want to learn programming. So I was searching for a well reputed and best company to learn things and to implement my knowledge. So only I am preferring for Accenture. You can mention like this, or you can mention your own answer too. The second HR question is how you will manage work if given work is more. For this question, you can answer like this: if the given work is more, I can I can sort the work in an descending order, where the tough work will be placed in the first priority and the simple work will be placed at the last priority. While doing a tougher project, I will be implementing the simple project side by side, so it will be it will be completed in a in a given period of time. Like this you can mention, or else you can answer your own question too. The third question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Here you should not answer like I will be seeing myself in the CEO position after 5 years. Like that you cannot mention. Here you can mention like after 5 years I will be in a position where I will be learning a new technologies which will be in trending on at that particular time, and I will be working in an innovative project provided by our company. Like this, you can mention, or else you can mention your own answer, but don't mention like I will be working as a CEO for this company, or I will be leaving this company from Accenture. Like that, don't mention. Mention like the answer I have said before. Fourth question, why should we hire you? For this question, you can answer like, since I have completed all the rounds which we conducted by our company, I feel that I have all the skills, so that only I have completed all the rounds, and I know that I have all the knowledge. I know that I have all the skills, and I have the ability capability to learn things in this company. So like this you can mention to the interviewer, but and also you can mention your own answers, or you can search from Google, but be unique when compared to others. This is the important thing. Fifth question: what do you know about Accenture? This is one of the important question. Many of them will be preparing for interview without knowing about the company. They will be asking, tell me about the company. In that particular time you will be captured by them. So be prepared with what do you know about Accenture. I have taken some points what you can mention about Accenture, like you can mention CEO. The CEO of Accenture is Julie Sweet, and technologies they have is machine learning, AI, web, cloud, etc. And you can mention like Java development, web development, mobile development. You can mention other technologies too. You can also find what are the technologies they will be using in the Accenture official website. Then headquarters is present in Ireland. The number of employees is 5,37,000 up to 2020. The revenue they have generated is 44.33 billion revenue in 2020. And this is one of the important tip. You can mention the recent news about the company when you, for an example, if you are attending an interview afternoon, wake up in morning and search for recent news about Accenture company in Google, and you can mention the recent news, so that the interviewer may think that this person is more updated about the company, and he is searching about the recent news too. So they will be more attracted while mentioning this point, particularly this point. All the best, and let me give you a pro tip for you. If you don't know about anything technically, you can answer like this: sorry sir, I don't know about this, but soon I learn this. This is the best answer you can mention if you don't know anything technically. All the best for your interview preparation.